The final score, Pontypridd United 1, Wrexham 6. And it's, it's an interesting one, should we put it that way. It illustrated all the fantastic strides this club's making. And the quality of the performance was just terrific. It was a procession. Poor Pontypridd have had a lot of problems off the pitch. They've lost a lot of the players that got promoted last year, and it's really tough for them. And I don't mean to belittle that. In fact, they played better, I think, this time than when they lost 6-1 in Buckley earlier to us this season. But there was a procession, an absolute procession, and a 6-1 away win is obviously something to be very, very happy with. But you can't help saying we could have scored a lot more. We really could. So, yeah, slightly strange feeling about it. I think the best way to sum this up is in numbers. We were ahead for all but 79 seconds of this match, and I think that is a fair illustration of how things went. But on the other hand, there was only a 1-goal margin between the teams for 50 minutes of this match, which showed that we hadn't killed Pontypridd off. Even though there wasn't a huge amount of threat at the other end, there was enough though, and with a 1-goal lead you're never safe or certain. So although the result never really felt in doubt, you couldn't help thinking, please get another. It's got to be said, Anna Hawkins in goal for Pontypridd was utterly magnificent, and just like at Buckley earlier this season, they defended with proper guts, and all that has got to be taken into account. But we could have been more ruthless, I've got to say. We could have, put a scoreline up that really would have grabbed the attention. But like I said, we were ahead after 79 minutes. Faye Knox has given her first start in the league and was excellent. And she started to move off with a good pass between the lines to send Mahmood into space. She helped her on to Barker. Barker would just torment Pontypridd all game. She hit a shot. The keeper stretched for. I don't think she quite got her fingertips onto it. I don't need to be generous anyway. She makes enough saves, believe me. And the ball drops down off the bar, and there's Ava Suckley to head it easily into the net, and we're ahead. Soon afterwards, we start to create more and more chances. Craven hitting a long ball over top. Molly Jones, a centre back, drawn out from the back and out to the flank, is in front of the wing back and can't make the header. The wing back Healy miscontrols it as a consequence, and the ball drops kindly for Mahmood, breaking through the centre. Absolutely fabulous recovery tackle by Molly Jones to get back and from the wrong side slide in and deny Mahmood a chance to shoot. Mahmood, of course, got a hat-trick last weekend and looking to cash in, but it wouldn't be her day in front of goal, I'm afraid. A couple of minutes later, Wrexham again. Knox feeding Barker in midfield. She goes off on a great run, skips past Healy, and then squares it for Lily Jones. And the problem is that a defender gets back on the cover and should intercept, but misses her kick completely because she's sprinting towards goal. Suddenly the ball's coming towards her, and off balance she doesn't make contact. But in taking a big swipe at it, it makes it more difficult for Lily Jones to see it coming. And so she's slightly ahead of the ball. She still digs out a good shot heading for the roof of the net, but it's the first of Hawkins' good saves. Really good tip over for the corner. And the procession continues. Suckley sweeping in a corner from the right, a defender heading her out, Knox picking her up in the left corner of the box, cuts in onto her right foot. It's where her first 2 goals have come from, pretty much exactly these spots. She places a precise shot. She loves to shaping those shots in with the inside of her foot. The ball pings against the inside of the post and bounces back across the face of goal and away to safety. Next chance is a scramble. A ball retrieved by Barker on the right hand side, who does really well to drive the ball in with pace at the near post. Hawkins does well to get her legs to it, her shins to it, under her bar, and it ricochets out. There's a scramble and Wrexham can't get a meaningful shot in on goal. But within a minute, she's involved again because Wrexham with a corner. Snape feeds it over to the far post. Barker nodding it back in, and Clark, you know what, I've watched the replay a few times. I can't quite work out what happens. She's managed to get in. She's about a yard out from the goal. It looks to be dropping for her nicely to just nod the ball in. I think I think it just arrives a little bit too high, perhaps. I think it just hits the top of her head and bounces away from goal. At the time, I was wondering if she'd actually hit the post, and she's so close that it's just ricocheted back over her head. But I think not. I think it's just arrived a little bit too high for her. She's good in the air, Clark, and she's not been able to get a proper contact on it. But no matter, because the chances keep coming. Knox with a great run down the left flank, and then a lovely incisive pass that finds Ava Suckley in space, left channel inside the box. I think she's caught in two minds, because it's a really good chance to get a shot off, but she's also got teammates breaking into the box, and a square pass sets up a simple chance, and that moment of hesitation costs her as a tackle comes in and she's dispossessed. But by the 20th minute, when you're starting to wonder where on earth that second goal is coming from, or why hasn't it happened so far, we do get the second goal. Free kick on the left flank in midfield. Snape stands it up to the far post. Bartle does really well because the defender gets there first, but Bartle manages to nick it from her and keep it alive, feeds it back into the 6-yard box. Clark back to goal because the pass is behind her in a crowded 6-yard area. Does well, brings her under control and pushes it back to Knox. Knox, of course, likes hitting it with her right foot, and Clark sets it onto her right foot. But I think Knox, who's in the right channel, realises that she's probably not going to get a great angle on the shot with her right, so she cuts it onto her left and then shapes it across to keep it. And Hawkins gets a good hand on this one actually, but can only push it onto the inside of the post, and it ricochets in the right way this time, unlike the last shot Knox had to hit the post. So Wrexham get that 2-goal lead, and at that point you think, okay, right, 2-goal lead now, we push on and we have a big win. Well, we did in the end, but it didn't quite come about as planned, because within a minute we've lost that 2-goal lead. Straight from the kick-off, we were caught out down the left-hand side. Jemima Lister, who's a really willing runner, finds some space around the back of the defence, drives down, pulls a driven cross into the goal mouth. Now, Madison Lloyd's on loan from Cardiff up front for them. She is top scorer and is involved in pretty much all the goals they have scored this season. It's a bit behind her, and she has to stop in the tracks, turn, stretch, and manages to tame the ball. But when she hits the shot, it looks pretty tame, 6 yards out. But it looks to me, Lovett quite rightly is rushed out to try and block, and it looks to me like it takes a deflection off her thigh and just ricochets across goal. And poor Craven, who had set a record for the longest any Wrexham keeper's gone without letting a goal in, is helpless. It's trickling really slowly, but Craven's going in the other direction to cover where the shot was going, and she just can't get back across in time, and it's 2-1. And that knocks us off our stride for a little bit. The next 10 minutes or so, we only make one chance. I know that sounds a bit daft, but this was the sort of game where you're making chances constantly, and we really weren't getting at them enough. I mean, Pontypridd weren't threatening us, but they were keeping us at arm's length pretty comfortably. That one chance comes, beg your pardon, from a Pontypridd goal kick, in fact, which is played up to into midfield. Mahmood wins it, quickly finds Barker, who spins a cute cross to the far post, just dinking it in, and Suckley is unmarked but can't control her header properly and puts it wide of goal. It's around the half-hour mark that we start to just re-establish our domination. A fabulous piece of play by Barker to bring us alive. She receives it from Smith and just goes on this brilliant zigzagging foot-to-foot dribble down the right channel. She beats two players and ends up with just to keep it a beat, but by this point she's just knocked it forward a little bit too much and beaten that last defender. She manages to get a shot off, but Harris has done the right thing, come out quickly and blocks the shot with her foot. Within a minute, there's danger at the other end. Self-inflicted danger, mind. Lloyd is a good striker. He's quick, tall, and will run channels. The ball's knocked over the top, and it's a good ball for her down the right channel. Bartle does really well to get across and snuff out the immediate danger, but Lloyd is really putting a lot of pressure on Bartle, who manages to get the back pass back to Craven. There's nothing wrong with that. Craven then, sharply, as she always does, because she's very good with her feet, feeds it to Clark, and it's a good pass. But Clark thinks that there's a teammate square, but there isn't. And so she helps her on quickly first time to get Wrexham going in the right direction, but gives it straight to Thomas. And Thomas recognises Craven isn't in goal because she's played that pass. She's made herself available for the back pass and played the pass. And if she hits it early and it puts her on target, it's probably a goal. And she drills a powerful shot which hits the side netting just off target. It sort of drops. The way it drops is odd because it rests on the back of the net, but looks like it's sitting in the net. And it's one of those anyway where people in the crowd are thinking, did that go in? And then it sits there looking like it is in the net, but it wasn't. And Wrexham having had a bit of a close shave. I mean, that would have been the equaliser. Come back up the other end. Mahmood has a curler with the right foot down a left channel, which goes just wide of the far post. Then Knox sweeps in a corner. Barker has a free header, but can't quite keep on top of it about 10 yards out and puts it off target. And then a nice piece of play down the right-hand side. And Lily Jones works it across for Smith on the overlap. Suckley back to goal, about 7 yards out. Turns and hits a shot well. Really good save by Harris, who goes down to her right and blocks it with her thighs as she goes down. But within a minute, again, we're putting pressure on. This time, it's a ball out from the back. Lily Jones intercepting after some good work by Suckley and Snape. Drills in a shot, but can't keep it down from the edge of the area. Then Jones winning the ball from Healy in the Pontypridd half, working it to the right side. Barker sticks a lovely ball in across the face of goal. Mahmood's coming in, looks certain to score 6 yards out, but it may be just coming at her a bit too quickly. I don't know. And she skies it over the bar. A real chance. And then, with a minute of the half left, one last chance. Well, I say that, they're coming so thick and fast. Suckley's set up this corner with a long-range shot, which looks to me like it's going just wide. Harris can't take the chance on a full stretch, gets her fingertips to it and pushes it around the post. Knox sweeps it in. Bartle attacking it again at the far post. It's just a bit too high and she's stretching and really working hard to try and keep it down and arching it back, and she heads it against the bar and it bounces clear. So half time, it's only 2-1. I mean, it's one-way traffic pretty much, but we've not taken advantage of our domination of the game. And as we heard from Jenny Sugarman, she tells the team that they need to improve markedly. Rosie Hughes comes on for Ava Suckley. Hughes' movement is very, very good. Centre-backs are trailing her around and she's pulling out to the left, to the right and making space for players to surge through the middle. Takes about 5 minutes for the second half to really settle down, and once it does, oh my word, Wrexham are just pounding away at that goal and it's unbelievable. Combination of inability to finish and great goalkeeping from Harris mean that Pontypridd will get through the first 26 minutes of the half without conceding, which is, I mean, bemusing. How we didn't manage to strike the net before then, I don't know. First, it's a great ball by Barker, and Knox in the left channel is completely clear one-on-one with the keeper. As a defender comes across, Knox decides to try something a little bit cute and drills it looking for the bottom left corner, the near post. And it's an excellent save by Harris because she's just starting to shift her weight onto her left side, anticipating a shot across her when it's drilled into the opposite side, and she does ever so well to just adjust that balance and stick her foot out and block it around the post for a corner. Soon afterwards, Wrexham again making an opportunity. A short goal kick, which Pontypridd experimented with at the start of the second half. They had to put it back away and go long after a bit because, as you'll hear, Wrexham are consistently making chances by winning the ball swiftly off the short goal kicks. On this occasion, the ball is won back and Lily Jones feeds it in for Barker, who drills in a shot. Good save again by the keeper, who gets her hands up high above her head and manages to push it around the post for the corner. From that corner, Snape and Knox were just constantly putting great service in from corners. Sweeps it in. Hughes makes contact with a header which is cleared off the line. Clark back to goal about 3 yards out, manages to hook it back in, looking like it's going into the roof of the net. Keeper gets her hands up and parries it, and when it drops down again, Hughes attacks it from the corner of the 6-yard box, gets good contact on it, but the keeper again's made herself big and made the save. Hughes patted her on the back afterwards, acknowledging this is impressive. She just refuses to be beaten. Wrexham keep going. Barker whips a great cross in from the right. Mahmood had got goal side of her mark, about 8 yards out, stretching. She can't quite bring the ball down under control. Then from another short goal kick, the ball is won by Clark and fed on for Barker, who drills a shot from the edge of the area. It goes just wide at the right post. Then it's Knox feeding a ball up to the edge of the box, and Mahmood suddenly accelerates. She's one-on-one with the keeper again. This is another excellent save. You really realise it when you look at the replay, because Mahmood, actually, it's not the worst finish. She's slipped it to the sides of the keeper, and it's a really good stretch with her feet to get a block on it and kick it away. Then, again, a corner. Knox sweeping it in. Bartles heads it down into the goal mouth. Clark pivots 6 yards out and thrashes at it, and it goes just over the bar. Must admit, I thought it was deflected over, but look down right again. It's a good chance, and Clark just gets underneath it. And again, within a minute, another opportunity. Rosie Hughes down the right, drilling a ball in flat. Keeper goes down, gets her hands to it to push it clear, but it drops to Lily Jones, and this looks like this is going to be it. And her first touch just lets her down, and she's not able to get the shot off, and she was so upset with herself. You can see it straight away. About a minute and a half later, you can see her on the halfway line, still with her head in her hands, really angry with herself. I just want to emphasise, I've gone on quite a bit there talking about opportunities Wrexham have made in the second half. That's the 56th minute. And like I said, we didn't get going for 5 minutes. So all these chances essentially are within 6 minutes of themselves. And the keeper's just making save after save. And this is just getting beyond the joke now. It's astounding. Just after the hour, Knox wins it well. And for the second time, sends Mahmood one-on-one with the keeper. She hits her across the goalie and wide of the left post. And with 20 minutes of the game left, another chance. This time Barker now does ever so well. I haven't mentioned the pitch yet. It's a 4G pitch. Looks like they've absolutely flooded it with that rubber crumb. Has really slowed it down, I guess, to stop us from moving it around fluently. And it kind of works, but the plumes of that stuff flying up when the ball's rolling or players are kicking the ball is crazy. And there was a big pile of it as walking up the steps going into the ground. On this occasion, it really affects things because Barker's accelerating. The ball just won't move as quickly as she is. And it's there getting stuck under her feet, but she keeps going, keeps dribbling. They can't get it off her. She then manages, despite the conditions, to play a really sharp 1-2 of Mahmood, who pops a lovely first-time ball back to her. And she's driving into the box, and pulls it across the face. She would have got through and got a shot on goal, but so that ball just won't carry for her. And Hughes, from a tight angle, drills a powerful shot, which hits the side netting. But the breakthrough's coming. We immediately make a double change. So Cara Jones comes on for Mahmood, and Karen Allen comes on for Erin Lovett, and almost instantly we finally get the goal. And it's a nicely conceived goal. Barker getting the ball in midfield, popping a quick, accurate ball out to Snape. She punches a terrific return pass in to send Barker clear on goal, and it's just lovely, simple finishing. Draws the keeper, drills it in the bottom corner. And you look at it and think, wow, football is a simple game. Why has it been so difficult to score? 3 minutes later, it's 4-1. Maybe predictably, the floodgates start to open, and Wrexham's fitness is terrific, and we really start to wear them down. Credit to Pontypridd. I thought they looked more out on their knees in this home game than this one. Lily Jones trying to send a ball out to Rosie Hughes, had found some inviting space on the right flank again. Medcraft intercepts, but it just drops for Barker, who again drives into the box one-on-one and drills it home. And suddenly, she's on a hat-trick. We keep pushing on. Smith with a good ball down the flank to Knox. She pulls it back to the edge of the area, into the box. Looks like it's the hat-trick chance for Barker as she stretches and gets there first. But because she's stretching, she can't quite get the right sort of contact, and it trickles agonisingly wide at the left post. And she misses out on keeping the match ball. At the other end, all of a sudden, there's danger. A ball over the top. It's similar to that chance, a snapshot that Thomas put into the side netting. Bartle again being pressured by a ball over the top of her. Lloyd chasing after her. And again, Bartle is able to deal with it well by getting it back to Craven. Again, Craven is able to deal with it well. She knocks it quickly to Karen Allen, but Allen knocks it square inside the box and picks up Nicole Fenton. Looks like a certain goal. Craven does brilliantly to hurl herself in her path and block it with her legs. The ball spins back out to the edge of the box and Lloyd thrashes at it. It's a good opportunity, puts it over the bar. And Wrexham responds by going back onto the attack and gaining control of the match. We get our fifth when the ball is played in to the edge of the box. Ackerman has just come on as a sub and makes a poor challenge on Barker. She gets a yellow card, and it could have been a red because she's gone right through her Achilles with her studs up. Barker thankfully is able to continue, but does look hurt. Also, the challenge is fractionally outside the box. In fact, we at first attempt to take the free kick with the ball on the line, which of course isn't possible because the line's part of the box, so the ref has to come move it back 6 inches. And Snape, we've had a chance from a similar very close free kick earlier, which Knox couldn't get on target because obviously it's hard to get it over the wall back down again. Snape hits an absolute beauty. I love her. So high kicking run up as she approaches and tries to just get herself set, and then just curls it beautifully to the left of the wall. Brilliant goal. And it's 5-1. We make a couple more changes. Of course, we've got an extra substitution window by bringing Hughes on at half time. Abby Inden comes on to give Barker a rest, and Eve Adams comes on to replace Snape, who's been excellent up and down the left hand side. And we round off to scoring in the first minute of added time. Lily Jones, after a short free kick from Knox, feeding it out to Hughes. She lofts a good cross at the far post. Pontypridd have lost it with their marking. Clark's completely unmarked in the middle, goes just over her head though, and Bartle has arrived goal side of her marker and plants a nice looping header over the keeper and into the net. There could have been a seventh. In the 4th minute of added time, there's a goalmouth scramble. And Knox again putting in the corner. Bartle again getting first contact, heading it towards goal. It's cleared off the line, and then Hughes drills it back in, and that's cleared off the line as well. And that's that. 6-1 to Wrexham. It meant that on the final whistle of Cardiff and Swansea yet to play, we went top of the table, and well, we continue to look spectacular. We really do. I'll tell you what, one day we're going to really be ruthless in front of goal, and someone's going to get the spanking of all spankings. I'm telling you that for nothing. A great day out at Pontypridd, and a great result with the final score of Pontypridd United 1, Wrexham 6. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.